What's up guys, and check it out. It's the Avengers video game basic figures by Hasbro. Now I was kind of holding off on getting these figures at first because I'm kind of iffy on the game because game manufacturers have been kind of shady lately, kind of forcing you to make accounts with them before you can actually play something that you bought. Activision. I said Activision in case that wasn't clear. But in all honesty, I am pretty excited for this game. I'm just crossing my fingers that they don't disappoint me like those other shady manufacturers. And of course, as for these guys, I actually saw them in store, and when I saw them, I was just like, okay, I need to get some. And so here they are. Now, I know some of you guys out there are going to be looking for them too, and I found them in Target, but if you can't find them, I'll have Amazon links below so you can just skip the whole store process. And with that said, I can do this all day. No, wait, nope, mixed up the characters there. And that line doesn't really work. Huh. Starting with the box front, we get a new interesting packaging design. Kind of digging this kind of octagon style, very edgy type packaging there. Very good artwork as well, especially on the back. I really like these faces. It's kind of like a video game, go figure, right? There's the UPC and... Alright, now first off, I have to say, bendable knees! Finally, huge improvement over the Infinity War and Endgame ones that don't have bendable knees, so it's like, ugh, finally. I may do a separate video comparing the upgrades later, not sure yet, but until then, we'll go and start with some close-ups with Iron Man. Now, starting with the head, I am really digging the gold that they use for it, and this kind of gunmetal gray blackish plastic. It's got a little bit of kind of shine to it, which is great, and it just looks amazing. And the paint's pretty clean for the most part, going all the way around, which is pretty nice for a basic figure. And man, just the red contrasting the gold, contrasting this gunmetal gray, just looks menacing. And moving into the body, the sculpt work is top notch. There's not as much paint applications, but of the ones that they do have, it just fits perfectly with it. It just looks so mean. I love the red contrasting this. It just looks awesome. Love that gold. Look at that. Just, look at all that detail. But of course, on the back, in typical Hasbro basic figure fashion, there is zero paint applications, although the sculpt work is still there. And moving in the arms, we get more of that awesome crimson red gray that just looks so... They just picked really great colors for these. The sculpt looks great. There's a gold there. Nothing on the inside there. Not even too much sculpting. But on the outside, which we all see, it looks great. I'm really loving this design. It's just... It's awesome. I definitely want to get this design in the suit, or in the game, in the suit, the suit kit, you know what I mean. And of course, he's got one hand that's repulsor blast with the little hole ready for the repulsor blast, and then this hand ready to hold whatever. And then moving into the legs, we get gobs more of that gorgeous gold there, accenting this gunmetal plastic here. I really like the design overall. This is definitely... I can't wait to see the suit in game and unlock it or whatever or whatnot that I need to do to get it. Hopefully the game's good. That makes me actually get there. There's the bottom with the Lego Jumbo and some gold colored Lego Jumbo. Interesting. They went fancy there. Alright, now since these two guys had the same articulation, we'll take a look at that at the same time. But before then, let's take a close look at Taskmaster. Alright, now starting with his head, he has a very interesting look to him. He kind of reminds me of like Batman Mask of the Phantasm, or, you know, a skull wearing sunglasses. I don't know. The paint application is minimal, as you can see, just black paint and little strips down there. And the head is actually separated from the hood, although the hood doesn't come off, unfortunately. Well, you probably could pull it off. It's glued on. I'm curious to see what's underneath. I don't want to break it though. There's some little wrinklings they sculpted in. This is surprisingly pointy for a basic figure. If you landed on this, like literally, this would just make your day very bad. Now his head does come off, as you can see. It's just a simple ball joint right there. Before I pull that off, because I'm going to take the cape off as well, this is what he looks like with his cape and all dangling. It's a hard cape. And now we'll pull the head off. Decapitation. And that's what that looks like, just a unusual ball joint. And then there's the inside there. As you can see, the head is actually separatable from this hood, although I don't know if they actually put sculpting in. It's quite hard, so be interesting to see. Alright, and as for the cape here, it's just stuck on with a little peg in the back here, which you just pull out of that hole, and then you just slide it off, and there you go. And that is the cape. Pretty basic. It's got orange on the inside and just sculpting on the outside, and overall pretty kind of soft and flimsible. And now looking at the body without the cape blocking it, you see that he has pretty decent sculpting overall. The suit underneath is pretty bland and boring. They did add zippers to it, no real paint. The straps though, those are very well sculpted, as you can see, although there's no paint applications. Got a pretty cool pistol sculpted in here, what looks to be a 1911, although it doesn't come out. It's soft, as you can see, bends, but it doesn't pull out, which would have been really awesome if they did that. There's some sculpting on the belt as well, and nothing on the back except for that peg hole. They didn't even paint the straps, but it's the back, so eh. And then looking at his arm here, we got some little shoulder pads on both sides, got some glossy black paint on there, little dots in there as well. Pretty nifty. Overall though, oh, they didn't paint the strap there, so oh well. Overall though, it's pretty just bland for his arm. It's just skin color. He's got gauntlets, which are just, you know, basic gauntlets. Got fingers popping out there, as you can see, and then it's got the hole for his accessory shield. And moving into the legs, we got more of that purple and black theme going on there. Got this little thigh cover here, which is oddly flat. I don't get that. Didn't paint the straps there, unfortunately, but they did paint this one, which is nice. And this one also has a pistol there, non-removable. It's just sculpted right in. Also looks like a 1911. Then he's got some knee pads there, which look pretty cool. And then he's got his leg armor, which is pretty well sculpted overall, and so are his boots. They even added shoelaces there, as you can see. So they did a great job. Oh, and they added treads too. Looking pretty good. They did a great job on these basic figures. Definite upgrades. Alright, and for articulation, they both have pretty much the same articulation. As you can see here, their heads rotate. Not too much side to side or up and down there. Taskmaster is definitely limited because of his little hoodie there, but still pretty good. And their arms both go in a circle and have shoulder joints that go up, which is nice, and elbow joints which bend and also spin in a circle. And here's where the improvements show up. Check this out. First off, splits. What? They can do the splits now. And then the legs go that far forward, same back there. And then of course now you got knee articulation that bends and spins in a circle as well. No ankle pivot, but still just so much better than the other basic figures. I wish they would have done this with the endgame. That would have been great, but oh well, better late than ever, I guess. And just for a recap, here is the most recent previous Hasbro Marvel basic figure from Endgame. It's the Iron Man Mark 85, and as you can see, the upper body has the same articulation, but the lower body does not have splits, nor does it have bendable knees. It just goes forward and back. So definitely a marked improvement with these new ones that just make this one look obsolete. And now for accessories. Oh, Taskmaster, here's your cape back. Oh, sorry, Iron Man. Now first off, Iron Man comes with these little blaster effects here that are clear blue and just pretty simple overall. Bendy too. And what's cool is he has two peg holes on the bottom, so you can either plug them into the bottom peg holes to make it look like he's flying, low flying, or you can just take one off and then put it in his hand to make it look like he's repulsor blasting, although now he's unbalanced. Now what's interesting is that these look to be the same repulsor blast size effects, pegs and all, as you can see, as the one from the Marvel Legends 80-year Iron Man Mark. This one. And the pegs, whether you use the small one or the big one, fits perfectly into those holes. So you can just kind of plug these ones into the bottom and then get his blue repulsor blast into the top, and now he's hardcore flying with some really cool repulsor blast effects and then a repulsor hand blast effect. So it's really cool looking. Oh, that fell off. It's not the tightest fit, but it works. Alright, now moving on to Taskmaster here. He only comes with one accessory, and that is his shield. And the shield is pretty simple overall. Just a big orange key there and some rivets just kind of sculpted in there. Kind of marbly whitish, kind of off-white paint, which doesn't look that bad. Then on this side, as you can see, it's super boring with one peg hole there, or one peg. And you simply put said peg into said peg hole on his arm right there, like so. And now he is shielded up and ready to go. Oh, there's another peg hole there in case you want to try the other arm, but yeah, there you go. Looking pretty interesting. Now, one thing that I thought would be cool is if you could put the shield into the peg hole that's in the back of his body right there that holds his cape. So I was like, oh, let's try that, and it is too small, and then this thing gets in the way there too. It's just the peg hole is bigger than that, so it doesn't really stay. It just falls out. Although if you get like little putty or something and put that in there, you could leave that on his back, and then that would be kind of cool. Got a T there, otherwise you turn it around and got a boat. And for some comparisons, here they are next to their big brothers and sisters, Marvel Legends. Here they are next to some G.I. Joe classified figures. Really liking this line. I'm gonna get those Cobra Island figures. And here they are next to their fellow and now obsolete Hasbro basic figures. Seriously, it's all about that knee articulation. And here they are next to the world's smallest action figures. They're right down here in case you didn't see them. If you missed the review on them, you can watch that right up here. Literally, like right now. You can click on it and watch it, like right now. Watch it now. Well, not right now. Wait till this video is over. And then watch it. Right meow. It's got a skid in it. Well, guys, overall, these are some pretty significant upgrades, and it's about time. Would have been nice to see the knee articulation on the endgame figures. But as for the Avengers game, I'm still trying to put a limiter on my excitement, but these figures, definitely a win. I may just need to get the other figures, although I noticed that Black Widow is very overtly missing. And Hasbro also never made an endgame Black Widow basic figure, so this better not be a trend. But either way, hopefully there's another wave that comes out after the game, probably to prevent spoilers, and I hope we see a Black Widow as well as other characters in that wave. Anywho, dudes, like I said, I'll have links below if you want to grab these, and as always, thanks for watching, stay frosty, and peace.
No.